NBA Finals players ranked on how badly they need this ring. Number 30 is Derek Lively. I say he's at 30 because of this. One, he's a rookie, right? And he's probably the rookies overall tend to have the most time left in the league. That's how that works. He's definitely proven his place in the league. I think he'll definitely be getting a second contract. He'll be around for a while, right? Unless he keeps getting fucking, kneed in the head, elbowed in the head. He's probably got a lot more chances to win championships down the line. At 29, we're going to go with Nehemias Keita. Next up, we got Jaden Springer. Number 27, we'll go Jordan Walsh for the Boston Celtics. Hog, Woo Pig, rookie this year as well. Olivier Maxence Prosper. He's been hurt. Let's go on the next one. We could go Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy's had a good role. Jaden Hardy has played his way into minutes more and more throughout this playoffs, which is very impressive. It's really hard to crack into a rotation, especially as a 21-year-old during the playoffs. What happened was he only got a tad bit of playing time in the first couple games in the Clippers series. Then in 6 minutes, I was at this game. He had 14 points. He just went ballistic, 5 of 8 in 6 minutes. 14 points and an assist when the Mavs bench players just ran up the score on the Clippers. And so he has played his way into a good role, getting more and more minutes as the playoffs has gone along. I think he will have a place on this team moving forward if he wants it. He'll have a place in this league moving forward. I've been very impressed with him. He's only 21 years old. He came from the G League Ignite. So I would say that Jaden Hardy is pretty far down there on players that need this ring. He's coming in at number 25. Let's go O'Shea Brissett at number 24. I think I like Josh Green at number 23. Josh Green, he's young too. He's 23 years old. He's had a pretty good role in this Mavs team. I was calling him kind of a bum at the beginning, I remember distinctly, but he has put in great minutes. He puts in a lot of hustle, a lot of heart. We're gonna get Svi Mykhailiuk out of the way. He's a little, I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, but we're gonna go with him now. What else do we got? I'm just trying to get we'll go Xavier Tillman. AJ Lawson, sure. I don't know. He probably does not have very many opportunities left on a team. I don't really know much about him at all. He's 23, came from South Carolina. And so we're now into the players. These are actual players who get actual minutes. At number 19, I'm going to go Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard doesn't need to win that much more, I'll be honest with you. He seems like he's going to be on this Celtics team for a while. They invested in him as their backup point guard. He's going to be pretty cheap, right? He also won 4 state championships in high school. He made a Final Four at Oregon. The dude's won, okay? The dude's been a winner. He doesn't really need to prove that he needs to win much more. I don't want to say he's along for the ride because he does play a role on the team, but, he's not driving the ship of this one. He's just kind of keeping the bench afloat. So we're going to go number 19, Peyton Pritchard. I'm going to go 18, P.J. Washington.
How you go from Charlotte to the finals? Tell them again. How you go from Charlotte to the finals?
P.J. Washington is feeling pretty good, I would say. He would call this season a success. I think he's feeling pretty good that he's no longer in Charlotte. If they were to lose, I don't think he would really be too bummed. And I think right now he's just happier to be here and not on the Hornets more than anything. Who's younger out of Luke Cornett? Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser's younger. So we're going to go Sam Hauser and then Luke Cornett. These two are about the same in my head. I want to go Tweedledum, Tweedledee, but they're not really like idiots. They're more just like mid-average white boys. So I'm going to go Middle Dom and Middle D for Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett. Kind of like a Wario Waluigi vibe, a Home Alone bad guy duo here with the tall and the shorter. Dante Exum at 15. He's just glad to be back in the NBA. He has had a great season revitalizing himself as a 3-and-D player. So he doesn't really need a ring because I think he's happy that he's just back in the NBA, but a finals ring could help solidify his long-term future. And just be nice to prove to himself, like, hey, I had times where my career looked very bleak, and now I'm an NBA champion. So rooting for Dante Exum in that regard. In that same vein, I think I will go Derek Jones. Derek Jones similarly was about to fall out of the NBA. He's a Blazer player at one point. Liked him, honestly. Seemingly was on his last leg. The Mavericks took a chance on him, reworked him into the number one defender on this team, at least in terms of guards. He has been exceptional this playoffs. I think he's played himself into a great contract coming up. Whether it's with the Mavs or if someone else wants to stick their neck out and pay him even more, he'll be good. So I think a ring would be good to also, again, solidify his career. But Derek Jones, I think, is feeling pretty good about this season overall. I don't think he needs the ring to hammer it home, which is what we're going to get to with some of these guys at the top. We're going to go a couple more Mavericks here, I think. I'm going to go Maxi Kleber here. The reports are on Maxi Kleber that he's kind of dumb. He's pretty much an airhead. He's been on this Mavericks team for a while. I don't think Maxi Kleber cares too much. I think Maxi Kleber is just happy to be along for the ride, but he is a little bit older. He's 32 years old, so he doesn't have very many more opportunities left. We're going to go Daniel Gafford at 12. He's pretty young. He's sneaky young. The landlord, they call him. Rent is due, as he says, as he screams when he puts in a dunk. He'll be around in the league for a while, it seems like. I don't know exactly, what's his contract looking like? He's got one more after this, and he's an unrestricted free agent. So they got one more chance to run it back with him, but then who knows where he goes. He'll probably want a bag. But he is on the younger side, so I'll go put him at 12. This probably will mean a lot to him, but he's got time. Dwight Powell here. Dwight Powell does not have very many more days left in this league, I'm pretty sure. He is 32, so he's not super old, but he himself has been around for a while, put in his time, but now with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford ahead of him, this is one of probably few, if not the only opportunity Dwight Powell will get to win a ring, so I'm sure he wants to go out with one. We'll go Markieff Morris at 10. Markieff Morris could probably use this because that way he can hold it over his brother Marcus Morris. But again, important to him because this is probably his last opportunity. He's probably going to be out of the league after this year. We'll go Tim Hardaway at number 9. I would say him more than Markieff Morris because his career has had moments where it seemed like he should be like the number 2 on this Mavericks team. He's supposed to be a lot better than he was, and now he's losing minutes to Jaden Hardy. He might be in the league a bit longer, but I don't think he's going to be in a role player position. Like he was supposed to be more than he is right now at this moment, and I think that might be a bit tough for him to swallow. So just winning the finals, being a part of a championship winning team, I think would help him out. 1 through 8, we have the 6 Celtics role stars, I'll call them, the 5 starters plus Al Horford, Kyrie, and Luka Doncic. So I'm going to go Derek White. Derek White at number 8. Derek White at number 8 because Derek White is also pretty young himself. Derek White, he's only 20. He's 29, so he's getting a little bit up there. He's actually older than Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And everybody loves Derek White. Derek White can kind of do no wrong. He plays all of the scrappy parts of basketball. He's going to be on championship-winning teams for the rest of his career, whether it's the Celtics or whether he finds his way to another championship-competing team. I don't know, the Spurs when Wemby's around. He has got that DNA of the player that championship-level teams need. He does everything right. Everybody loves him. It's not going to be his fault if they lose no matter what. He will get the praise he needs or deserves if they win. Probably more so than Tatum. I don't know. People fucking love Derek White. And number 7, I'm going to go Kristaps Porzingis. This Celtics team has been playing very well without him, so I don't think it's Kristaps needs to show up so that the Celtics team can win, or we need Kristaps. The pressure's not really on him. He's just kind of like the bonus, right? He probably won't be able to play super long because he's so tall and seems so injury prone, right? So maybe that's why he's higher than Derek White, who seemingly will be around for a while. At number 6, I'll go Drew. He's already got one. He's already had an established career. I think if Drew Holiday wins one more, he's probably a Hall of Fame player. So he wants to get there. The pressure's also not really on Drew Holiday super hard. Him and Derek White are the glue guys that really, they play such good defense and they don't carry quite that weight on offense that they're not getting. They're not supposed to bring them home at the end of games and things like that. At number 5, I'm going to go Luka. Because he has so much time, man. I mean, he's 25, 5 All-NBA teams. That was his second Western Conference Finals. This is his first finals appearance, right? If he loses to this Celtics team, they're not going to be like, oh, shit, like that was his window, right? They're like, no, Luka is a walking window. He's a cold-blooded killer who, no matter where he goes, will have opportunity after opportunity to win the finals. He's got plenty of time ahead of him. At number 4, I think I want to put Jaylen Brown here. Here's why, is because it just feels like Tatum is going to get all of the hate. Jaylen Brown, for whatever reason, although he's been alongside Tatum, about just as good as Tatum this entire time, is 1B. He is the Robin. Tatum is the meat shield. Tatum is where all of the flack goes. And no one's really saying they don't want Jaylen Brown to win a ring. He's definitely so high up there because his Celtics core has to get it done. But Jaylen Brown is not the one that people are flinging that much shit at. I'm going to go Kyrie at 3. But Kyrie does already have a ring, right? There's a lot of beef going on, but he does already have a ring. Here's what I'll say is he could use this ring pretty bad. Because Kyrie, despite what he's going to say in the post-game interviews after the game, how he's going to act basically high and mighty now, and I think he has fully matured, and there's people on Twitter acting like, you know, he overcame cancer, basically. Like, they're like, so good to see him doing well now. It's like, well, Kyrie was just an asshole for about the first 12 years of his career, 10 years of his career. He overcame being a piece of shit for the most part. I was watching highlights of him on the Nets when he came back to Boston. He was literally flipping off the crowd. He was yelling at people. There's a clip of him in the locker room walking back, and someone says, like, fuck you, Kyrie. He goes, suck my dick, bitch. So he, it's not like he was, like, just a great guy this whole time, and now he's finally found a home. I think he's been a lot more mature now. He's been a leader of this team. That's what they needed from him. But we still know that Kyrie's going to be, locked in on this Celtics team and very, very much want to stick it to the racist Boston fans, the ones that are angry with him, just the organization for whatever it was that he did to them or they did to him or mutual, whatever. He could use this ring against this team. Kyrie doesn't need a ring in general all that bad, but he could use this one pretty bad, and he wants to stick it to him, right? Number 2, we're going to go Al Horford here as the second player, the second most needing of a ring in this finals. Al Horford is old. Al Horford is still kicking. He's still playing pretty well, as we've seen throughout this playoffs. But Al Horford is 37 years old. Al Horford does not have that much in the tank. So this is maybe, like, a lot of these guys on the Celtics team need this ring to shut up the haters, but Al Horford has been in a shit ton of playoff games. He's made a finals. Never won a finals. He could use this pretty bad. He has won 2 titles at Florida, so he has had his fair share of winning. It's not like he's been devoid of it, but in the NBA, he's been around for a long time, put in a lot of work, played a lot of playoff games, and to still not be a champion, I'm sure he wants it really fucking bad. And last, but certainly not least, and is anyone surprised that I or anyone else would put him at the very top of this list, it is Jason Tatum. It is Jason Tatum maybe for his own safety. It is Jason Tatum for his own health, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's Jason Tatum for his family, right? If Jason Tatum does not win this ring with this team in this position, the hate that is coming for him, the pointing, laughing, all of the chaos that will ensue is going to be tough to watch, honestly. And I think it kind of gets to him. In the pressers, like when they barely squeaked out that game 1 against the Pacers, like you could see the relief in his eyes, the thank God I don't have to deal with another, like, why did you blow this loss? You stack all of that into the fact that it feels like they've had an incredibly easy run to the playoffs here. The way it's going to be perceived because of all the injuries, each of those teams that they beat didn't have their star player plus, like, and then some, right? The run they've had has looked easy, and so if it also flops in this way to Luka Doncic, who is going to be probably his rival for a while, in the West, there's going to be a lot of flack coming his way, and I feel like worried for his health in that regard because it might get real ugly. So those are your 30 players remaining in the NBA Finals, ranked by how badly they need this ring.